Lady has actually met John Lennon. She loves The Who probably as much as I do. She's a sweetheart. I met her on the comedy circuit. She actually bought me a present tonight, Who socks, and I'm sincerely so flattered. Ladies and gentlemen, Helene Weisswit.
Let's hear it for Tim. You know, I'll do anything to play in East Windsor. So I went to the store, I bought $25 Who socks so he'd let me on his show. I told him I met the Beatles and everything. It worked. No, I'm kidding. So you might be looking at me wondering, is that the love child of Barry Manilow and Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I'm not. In fact, I have a sty in my eye also. And I went to the singles dance, and this guy said, "That thing on your eye, is that like terminal?" So I thought that was rude, and he said, "Because I want a short-term relationship." It wasn't very nice. So I'm a school teacher from New York. It took me a few hours. Thank you. I hope you clap and laugh that much when I tell my jokes as well. So I taught in a tough school. It's in South Jamaica, Queens, New York. He's shaking his head. I know that area, right? And the kids in my school are really tough. Like, I'm 5 feet tall, and I'm breaking up a fight. And the mayor used to say, no matter what happens in the classroom, everything is a teachable moment. Make it into a lesson. So I'm breaking up this fight, and this kid goes, "He choked me terrible." I said, "Stop. You're using your adverbs incorrectly. He didn't choke you terrible. He choked you terribly." And when we were young, we used to carve our sweetheart's name in the wooden desk. It's good to see Wood here. Usually it's for Micah. So we used to carve our sweetheart's name in the desk. These kids carved their sweetheart's name in their sweetheart. I mean, they're really tough. When you walk in my school building, it's an elementary school, by the way. When you walk in, you see the school colors, black and blue, and dried blood red. And that's on the teachers. Really tough. And, you know, they didn't give us money for supplies, so the teachers had to go out and buy everything themselves. Hi. Little close on, screaming in your ear. So anyway, the kids, anything I taught, I had to buy the supplies myself. So when I was teaching measurement, I went home, I brought in my bathroom scale, my Weight Watchers scale, and my cocaine scale. I'm only kidding. I never went to Weight Watchers. But the school books changed a lot. Like when we were young, I don't think there's anyone my age here, but in the school books we used to learn to read were like Run, Spot, Run, See, Spot, Run. You remember those books? And then when I was teaching, it would be like Run, Spot, Run, Dick's got a gun, Spot is a pit bull, run, teacher, run. But nowadays, if I was still teaching because I'm retired, it would be Jane's got a dick, Run, Spot, Run. Yeah, things change. And like, did you hear of this thing, the participation trophies? Have you heard of these? Well, for those who don't know, children get an award just for showing up in my school because there was a lot of truancy. How else could they rob the bank during the day? But I hated that, and I'm glad I'm not teaching anymore. But I could have used those participation trophies on my honeymoon because I was married twice, and they participated, but very little was accomplished. Thank you. I'm taking you with me to New Brunswick. Is that another town around here? New Brunswick, New Jersey. So, yeah, I was married twice. The first time I was married to a Bronx Jewish boy. I'm Jewish. And the second time I was married, are you from the Bronx? You're clapping. Yay, the Bronx. And the second time, I was married to a Chinese guy. So people say, what's the difference? This is the PC part of the show. There's no difference. They're both cheap and drive terribly. But I had 3 New Years, and the first New Year was the American New Year, fireworks, and the second New Year was the Chinese New Year, fireworks. But then for the Jewish New Year, there were no fireworks in the bedroom or in the sky. Yeah, So now I'm single, and these dating sites are crazy because I met this guy on a blind date, so I don't even know why he was showing me his dating site when I met him on a blind date. That's not what you do on a blind date. Show me all the girls that want to go out with you. So he lives in Brooklyn, and on his site it says loves long hikes. Well, you know what? When we went to his apartment building, he pressed the elevator to go up one flight. Such a hiker, right? And then, such a hiker. So then I met another guy also from Brooklyn, and his site said loves romantic horse and buggy rides. Hello, you're not Amish, you live in Sheepshead Bay. Let's hear it for Sheepshead Bay. You're from there? I know someone else from Sheepshead Bay in this room. Yeah, you'll have to do some Jewish geography later. What are you doing in a bar and grill on a Friday night? Oh, that's the reason. We're having a group discussion just like in my classroom. So one day a kid came to school and he says, teacher, he was so enthusiastic. I was surprised at this one kid. And he says, I brought the word of the day and show and tell to school. Glock, G-L-O-C-K. I didn't call the cops because he spelled it correctly. We have these nail salons, not to change the subject too drastically, we have these nail salons where I live. Do you have the nail salons with the people from another country? Yeah, well, I think I know where the people are from in my nail salon. I'll tell you how I figured it out. So when you're getting your nails, just join in, sir, and listen anyway, even though you might not get your nails done at the salon. But they put you in this throne, and they have one person holding this hand, one holding this hand, and someone doing your feet, and they're torturing me. There's like 10 forms of torture. And this is where I think I know where they're from. The first person puts napalm on my fingers, and the second person has that Agent Orange, and it burns. But the good news is, it drips down, and it changes the style of your blouse. So instead of just a man-tailored cut, it erodes away your blouse. It burns down your arm. Then the girl who's doing your feet, it gouges the skin out of your arm. Does this happen in New Jersey? Torturing you? So finally I said to them, look, I think you're from Vietnam, and I think I didn't burn down your village. I marched on Washington. I'm on your side. Please don't torture me anymore. And I did figure out the 10 forms of torture. The water's very hot, and then you get the rash and the fun. Well, I won't say all this while you're eating. But something I didn't tell you is, I turned 70 this year. I'm so proud of that. I love getting older. Thank you. And when I blew out my candles last year, I drank, you know how you have a wish and you don't tell anyone until the next year? So I blew out my candles, and when I was 69, and what I wished for was 69. The children are gone from the show. And I love getting older because, like, I have a positive attitude. You know, you all clap, you're all happy that I'm getting older. And I'm losing my hair, but I know where it's going. It's going to my knuckles. And that's great because then when I fall, I scrape them, I have a little cushion. And when you get older, it's great. Those of you who aren't even close to the change yet, why are you pointing to her? Yeah, like, you know, you young ladies, you can't wait for the change, and then the change comes, because you have the PMS one, then the change comes, and what happens? You got the hot flashes, the mood swings. Why are you pointing to her? She's going to kill you tonight. Well, you know what I say, menstruation, menopause, those were the good old days. Wait till you're done with all that. You can't wait for it, you know. But I have something that I love. And ma'am, what's your name? Yeah. Wendy, wait till you have the varicose veins. You're going to love it. Wendy, I call mine the Google Roadmap to Adventure. I mean, this road takes you to the Sterling Forest, which you young girls do the Brazilian all that. I don't know. I have the Sterling Forest. And this road, if the blind date doesn't work out, Wendy, takes you to the Dead Sea. So I just love getting older, you know. I forgot what I was going to say. That's what happens when you get older. And then when you don't remember, you can just say it was a joke and you really do remember. Yeah. Well, You know, the last thing I'm going to say is, and then I'll let all the other comics come up, and Tim also, unfortunately, Tim has to come up to introduce the next one. I just want to say, you know, sometimes I am hot, like this lady looks like she's having a hot flash, and then I put on the air conditioner, and my fingers get numb because it's cold. I'm the only one on the Long Island Expressway that has the heat and the air conditioner on at the same time. Well, thank you very much.
That is some fucking hot